Welcome to the Depth Dive. Our mission today, we've got this huge stack of source material, and we're unpacking, this phenomenon that just grips everyone every year, Fat Bear Week 2025. And the big news is out, 32 Chunk. He finally did it. After 2 years as runner-up, he's the champion. Got a massive 96,350 votes, taking down the huge elder bear, 856, in the final.
Yeah, it's amazing. And, while everyone loves the competition side, Fat Bear Week is really, at its core, about survival, high-stakes survival. It happens every year up at Katmai National Park and Preserve in Alaska. We're basically celebrating the brown bears who packed on the most weight, the fat they need to get through the winter. Success for them is literally making it through hibernation.
Absolutely. It's so much more than just who's most popular online. It's really a look at resilience, different strategies, even bear personalities. So for this deep dive, we've got three main things for you. We'll break down Chunk's incredible story, get into the science of how these bears get so big, and then explore some other star bears at Brooks River. And stick around, because we'll also tell you how you might actually be able to go see this amazing spectacle in person. Okay, let's start with the champ, 32 Chunk. His win this year, 2025, it felt different, right? Why was his story so compelling?
Well, Chunk's a well-known bear. First ID'd way back in 2007, so he's getting up there, late teens probably. He's consistently one of the biggest, most dominant males there, often estimated over 1,200 pounds by fall. He's just formidable. His size usually gets him what he wants. But this year, 2025, the story was his struggle. He showed up back at Brooks River in June, and he had this really bad jaw injury. Freshly broken.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, almost definitely from a fight during mating season. And park officials confirmed it's severe. It's a permanent disability for him.
Wait, permanent. So the sources must have shown people were worried, right? Like, could he still be dominant? Could he even gain enough weight with that kind of problem?
Exactly. Big questions. How does a bear function, let alone compete, when eating itself is a challenge?
Yeah.
But he had to, he basically had to change everything. Since he couldn't use his jaw normally, he adapted really fast. He figured out how to eat salmon by kind of side-mouthing them and then chewing really slowly.
Chin-mouthy!
Yeah. And one source noted something just stunning. He was seen eating 42 salmon in one 10-hour stretch.
42, with a broken jaw.
42. That kind of focus, despite what must have been serious pain, that became his story.
That's just incredible resilience. Learning a totally new way to eat under those conditions. I can see why people connected with that. It wasn't just about getting fat. It was pure grit.
Absolutely. That determination, like one official said, it was sort of written on Chunk's face. You could see the effort. And that, combined with his still impressive size gain, clearly won over the public, hence the huge vote count. And Chunk managing to pack on the pounds despite that injury. It links right into the massive biological effort that Fat Bear Week is really all about, getting ready for winter torpor.
Okay, let's get into that science a bit. We know hibernation, kind of, but you mentioned torpor. What's the key difference there for, our listeners who follow this stuff?
Right, good question. It's not true hibernation like you see in, say, a groundhog. True hibernation means body temperature plummets, metabolism slows way down. Bear torpor is lighter. Their temperature only drops maybe 10, 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So they stay somewhat aware, can wake up pretty quickly if they need to. But because they don't eat, drink, or, pass waste for months, they need huge fat reserves. Keeping that body temperature relatively high takes enormous energy.
And that's where hyperphagia comes in over hunger, the amount they eat and gain. It's hard to wrap your head around. Sources say males starting at 700, 900 pounds in summer can blow past 1,000 pounds by fall.
Some are estimated maybe even 1,400 pounds.
Wow. And they can gain up to 4 pounds a day. Is that right?
Up to 4 pounds a day. Their bodies basically switch off the I'm full signal. The only drive is calories, calories, calories.
So what's the magic ingredient at Katmai?
It's the sockeye salmon run at Brooks Falls. That's the engine driving this whole thing.
And the sources said this year's run was massive.
Oh, unbelievably massive. Something like 56 million fish came through that river system.
56 million.
Yeah. It's just this incredible concentration of fat and protein. It truly is the lifeblood of the area. And the experienced bears, they get strategic. They're not just gulping down whole fish all the time. They often practice high grading, selectively eating the richest parts. Skin, brains, and especially eggs. They might toss the leaner muscle.
Maximizing the calories per bite. Smart.
Exactly. That's how you put on 4 pounds a day. You need efficiency. If you can get 30-plus fish a day, focusing on the fatty parts, the weight just piles on. That's why the where and how they fish is so critical.
Right, strategy. And beyond Chunk, the sources give us these amazing bios of other bears. It really shows it's not just about being the biggest bully on the river.
Definitely not. There are different ways to succeed. Take 128 Grazer. She was the champ the last 2 years, 23 and 24, and the first mama bear to ever win Fat Bear Week.
Right. Her strategy seems to be assertive.
Very. She's known for being super defensive, especially of her cubs. This allows her access to the best fishing spots, even pushing off bigger males sometimes. And incredibly, she kept her cubs for a third summer this year. That's really rare. It gives them extra time to learn from her, which is a huge survival advantage for them. Shows intense parental investment.
That is a strategy in itself, focusing on the next generation. Okay, contrast her energy with, say, the legend 480 Otis. He's won 4 times.
Ugh. Otis. He's an elder statesman now, probably mid to late 20s. He's the master of patience. Low-impact fishing.
His sit-and-wait method.
That's the one. He finds a good spot, often downstream from the main chaos, and just waits for salmon to come to him. Conserves precious energy, which is vital given his age, and he's got the distinctive floppy right ear, missing some teeth.
Yeah, very recognizable.
He might not get the absolute prime spot at the falls anymore, but his experience means he still gets plenty fat without all the fighting. It's the wise old bear approach.
And then there's the sheer force approach of 747, the 2020 champion.
Right. 747 is just enormous, probably the biggest bear using Brooks River regularly. His strategy is often just his presence. His size is usually enough to intimidate almost everyone else. He gets prime position often without having to fight much. Size is his strategy.
So many ways to succeed. What about 435 Holly, another elder, the 2019 champ?
Ollie's fascinating, too. Also, mid to late 20s. She's known for being incredibly patient, but also for something really rare. In 2014, she adopted an abandoned cub, 503, and raised him right alongside her own biological cub.
Wow, adopted.
Yeah, witness adoption. It shows a level of social complexity we don't always associate with bears. She proves you can be nurturing and still be a supremely successful fat bear.
These stories, they really make you see them as individuals, don't they? Chunk, Grazer, Otis, Holly. If you've been watching the cams, like millions of people do,
Oh, yeah.
you might be thinking, I have got to see this in person. This sounds like a total bucket list wildlife trip.
It absolutely should be. It's unlike anything else. And the place is Brooks Falls, right inside Katmai National Park and Preserve in Alaska.
Katmai's huge, right? Like thousands of square miles.
Yeah, over 6,500 square miles.
Yeah.
But the park has something like 2,200 brown bears, and the main action, especially in fall, really concentrates right there at Brooks Falls.
Okay, so where is that exactly for planning purposes?
The park's headquarters and the main access point are near King Salmon, Alaska. That's about 290 miles southwest of Anchorage. You typically fly into King Salmon. Brooks Camp itself, where the falls are, is a short float plane ride from King Salmon. That specific spot, Brooks Falls, becomes this exclusive dining destination for these giant bears during the salmon run.
So you can actually stand on viewing platforms and watch them.
Yes, there are well-maintained platforms designed for safe viewing. Park staff manage access carefully. They always emphasize, we are the visitors in their home.
Right, respect is key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the chance to see bears you recognize from the cams, maybe Chunk carefully eating, or Grazer defending her spot, or Otis patiently waiting, fishing right there at the falls, it is genuinely one of the most incredible wildlife experiences on Earth.
So if you're thinking about it, start planning way ahead. Logistics take effort to get to remote Alaska, but seeing it live.
Totally worth it. Seeing those strategies play out, seeing the scale of the bears and the river, it gives you a whole new appreciation. That's the real deep dive, being there.
Okay, so let's wrap up our dive into the 2025 season. We saw Chunk's amazing, resilient win despite that jaw injury. We talked about the incredible science hyperphagia, torpor, the sheer amount of food needed. And we touched on the unique styles of stars like Grazer, Holly, and Otis. Different paths to success.
And the bigger picture here is how this contest connects people worldwide. Over 1.6 million votes this year. It gets people engaged, learning about individual bears, their stories, and ultimately about the health of that whole Alaskan ecosystem that lets them thrive.
Right. And here's a final thought for you, something to chew on maybe until the bears emerge next spring. Think about 856, the big male Chunk beat in the finals.
Yeah.
He was the dominant bear for over a decade, 2011 to 2023. Unchallenged, really. But now he's older, mid-20s, and the sources say he's learned to be more strategic. He picks his battles, yields ground sometimes to younger bears like Chunk.
It is adapting.
Exactly. So What can that strategic aging bear teach us about maybe adapting our own approach when things change? Recognizing when to push, when to yield, maybe shifting priorities as we face new challenges or competition in our own life? Just something to think about.